Welcome back to the stream. I do apologise for the delay as the lobby is readying up. Miles, you are still here, aren't you?
Of course I am.
Of course you are. I don't think you would run away that quickly. Just to let you know, today's host will be Miles and Ben, but currently Ben is having a bit of a technical issue, so I may have to start off the stream. So you may hear my voice, but in the meantime, when he does come back, you will hear the lustrous voice of Ben. The lobby is on its countdown now. Any last words, Miles, before we kind of start really talking in depth about this race?
I mean, I'm really looking forward to this race. China never fails to surprise, and with maybe even the weather coming into play, because who knows, China is always good for some rain action. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think I heard somewhere that the statistics on China race is something like 60%, isn't it, for being rain?
I have no clue whatsoever, but from my knowledge or from my experience, that would be 60% might be the correct one.
All right. So heading into the lobby, you can see on your screens, ladies and gents, that's the beautiful. It's the Shanghai, isn't it? It's set in Shanghai, isn't it? That lovely building that makes China, China, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Just ramble my thought out there and extend it however far, but you know, we got there in the end. We got the final seconds of the lobby. Here we go, and it does look pretty dark, actually.
Yeah, it's a bit overcast, to be fair, for all the drivers. So I'm not quite sure, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna rain for now. I mean, quali is a different thing than the race, but I have absolutely no clue about the tire situation. Who will be on which tires there? So I guess we have to wait and see who chooses which tires. Probably most guys will go out on softs. For now.
Try and put in a good fast lap to start off with, I'm guessing.
Yes.
If any of the drivers in the chat want to tell us the forecast, because they can see ahead, can't they? To what's going to be in the race. Do let us know so we can definitely inform you of what's happening. Though I do believe we have the spectators bug. Oh no, I see a Mercedes of Sparks coming out. But the Force India is beating them to it. So the BMG, is that Viper? It is Viper.
Yeah, and it actually is going out on a soft. So very good to see. I mean, we have to wait and see on which tires all the others go out, but they're all in the pits now. Only two guys on an outlap. And okay, yes, I just read that Ben's probably set to join us. Yeah, all the guys are going out on softs for now. So yeah, probably. I mean, on 2019 it was a medium to hard race, which was the faster option. But yeah, probably on the 2020 game, it's softs to hards. So we have to wait and see.
It's a bit of an odd concept to think that the medium to hards were faster than the more grippy, softer compounded softs. It kind of, in a way, makes no sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, from a neutral perspective, yeah, that doesn't make any sense, of course. But it's about the tire life in the end, and that's what matters the most. So with the softs being only a quality tire, basically, you want to get rid of those fairly quickly, and go onto the mediums or the hards even. So yeah, probably even this race will be two stops. So we have to wait and see. I have no clue, to be honest.
So do you want to take away this, what we missed out on a hot lap?
Yeah, Viper coming up to turn one, and that's the first very interesting part of the track. So he's going down to third gear, possibly second gear, even first gear might come into play. He's going down to second for this left-hander, so a quick change of direction there. And now that's basically sector one done for him. Coming up to this next hairpin, which is also a very good overtaking opportunity. Yeah, managed just very, very nicely. Now coming up to this fast flowing left to right you want to clip that inside curb just slightly, and then switch over to the right, and yeah, just climb that curb. And now a very tricky corner in quick succession here. Those two left-handers that are also very, very important for your race and your lap time. And now I can hear.
We can hear Ben just whistling in the background.
And now that's the corner basically that I mentioned before. That's where you set up your best overtaking opportunity, because the straight is long as hell, and you can open the DRS there. So a lot of space to overtake there. And now into the hairpin. Yeah.
We can hear you, Ben.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
My apologies to the viewers about that. I'm not sure how well my audio is coming through, because I'm having to use my phone instead of my laptop, because my laptop's decided no, it doesn't like Discord anymore. BMG Viper goes fastest, 129.728. I've been paying attention to the lobby, and I have actually been paying attention to what you guys have been saying. I've just not been able to transmit any audio in, so unfortunately, people didn't get to hear my annoying voice. Sarah spun out the final corner. Well, already we have a little bit of early drama. Sarah spins. Sparks goes faster, 129.694, only a few thousandths in front of BMG Viper. Sarah then obviously does the 38.8 because he span. VSO Jonas 29.392. Now, expectation to my knowledge is as T-Bolt now with 29.0 is likely to be a mid-28th pole position. However, not 100% sure on the chances of that. So, yeah, that's one way to start.
Yeah, basically throwing in the cold water, like you would say in German. So, yeah, great to have you, Ben, right now. I mean, you have to quickly settle, as and 28.6 there from BDG Pancakes is the next benchmark for all those guys.
Well, there we go. That's already a extremely quick time there from Pancakes. I mean, of course, last time out in he was, of course, the winner last time out in Bahrain, picking up on with a very beautiful strategy. Do I think he's got a chance of going back to back? Potentially. However, this is going to be a race of strategy. Now, realistically, there is actually 3 strategies around this track. You start at the top 10, you go hard to mediums. If you start at the front, however, you're probably going to end up on the softs, and there's a chance, mathematically speaking, the 2-stop is a reasonable option. It's actually faster by 2 seconds. However, the chances of somebody doing it, I think, are quite slim. Aero Viper up to the line, 29.068, goes just behind T-Bolt. So good early performance by Aero. However, of course, there is other drivers to come. JKB's on a very decent time, with a Clisito representing Suzuki coming into the pit lane. Can JKB do in the McLaren? 205 as he brakes for the hairpin. Down to first gear, short shifts up to third. Now to fourth, now to fifth. Interestingly, running a lot of short shifts, and he's actually going straight into the pit lane. So no validation on his lap, just deciding that perhaps his lap wasn't good enough to be kept on the leaderboards.
Yeah, for certain. I mean, yeah, pulling into the pits is not the best thing you want to do for your first run, but I'm sure that JKB will dip into possibly the 28s there. So Zetek's coming up to the line, it's 29.7, which is not the best lap he has done. But yeah, Ben, we have to quickly talk about the telemetry system we have available for us, and I'm sure that you would let me do that, so I would just continue with that.
Yes.
So basically,
most
of you guys might have heard of it. It's been used all around the Xbox and in general the F1 community on the consoles and PC, I think, as well. So and yeah, Hyper, the echo is coming from Ben, I think. So the telemetry system just works like we have all the data, all the guys have, like tire wear. We know if there's damage to their front wing when they don't even know, possibly like 6% damage they don't even notice on their screen. But we will see that, and that might even be something we have to take a look on. We also have all the data for the fastest laps in quali right now, so we know on which tires they are. Basically, we know everything. And yeah, provided this by Thibaut, a French guy, who has put a lot of work into it. Yeah, thanks to that, I think we will come. This will come into play even more in the race, where we will see also if the weather's changing, if the track temperature is changing, and all that stuff. So, a lot of stuff we can discuss if the race gets dull, and yeah, we have to wait and see. And yeah, we'll tell you more in the race. Then I suggest.
If the race gets dull, that's usually my excuse. Find something to, if it's a dull race, find something to talk about.
That's why I picked it. Yeah.
Usually that's moaning about the track. So instead of moaning about racetracks, let's discuss the world currently out. So China, high probability of rain, as I had mentioned earlier on. Now, I've not actually commentated a wet race round here for a little while. I think it was 2019 last time I commentated a wet race. Actually, 2019 commentated a race round. But it is normally a high probability of rain in league races. I have seen a lot of them around this track. Usually only tends to go as far as intermediates. However, in real life, we've seen borderline monsoon conditions here, especially in qualifying. I don't think we've ever. I think the only time we've actually had a wet race here was 2009. The race was won by Sebastian Vettel. It was the first ever Red Bull 1-2. If Jensen Button rounding out the podium. Could we see potentially a Red Bull 1-2? Well, they currently sit 5th and 7th with EK and Oxtez. Unfortunately, we don't have a Brawn on the grid. That's taken up by Mercedes, being occupied by Sparks and Jack RT. Currently. Random historic now.
Yeah, you're.
Oh, Jack RT spun! That is on the exit of snail section. Jaguar has span, and that is pretty problematic for him. 7 minutes to go in the session. Don't think he'll particularly wanting that, as Crosito goes up with his teammate up into 8th.
As Ben's mic seems to be cutting off there sometimes. I'm not sure if that's on him, because he said that he's on his phone right now, so there might be some issues with the settings. I'm not sure there, but we will get into that later. Yeah, Paul, yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean it's a live stream, so some issues might occur. IC seems to have aborted that lap for this time, so maybe we want to jump onto someone else.
My apologies, just kind of zoned out, as I'll just take over for the moment. Who do you want? That's a question. Who do you want to see on their lap?
Yeah, that's the next good question. I mean, Logic is on a flying lap, it seems like, so maybe we want to jump on board with him, or even Jackie B. There was Logic actually passing Ice-T, and so he will be in the final sector and on the main straight, so VSR Logic might be the one we should go on. It's in P16.
I do apologize. I am not with it at the moment. It seems to be a decent lap. I'm not familiar with the laps. Currently going 1:15 into the corner, braking heavy. A bit of a lock up on the front right, but still maintaining it into probably the tightest of the hairpins. Final corner, don't push too wide because it's an easy place to invalidate your lap, and it seems to be good. It's a 1:29.5, so an improvement, but not top 10.
I'm not quite sure if that's on purpose. Like we saw last week, some of those guys just opted for, like Ben mentioned before, the mediums to hards or hards to medium strategy, which can be the faster one, like we saw last week out with Pancakes, who started in P11 and just won the race in the end. So maybe that's on purpose for Logic. 29.5. I don't think that this is all he's capable of.
Looking at Portsley coming in, he's about to actually set his lap to see where he goes. It's going to be a 130. It's not strong at all. Unfortunately, SRT, I've not been seeing them with a strong race pace recently. They've not been picked up in the commentary. It's not been strong. So, what's been happening?
I'm not sure, to be honest. They might just be not. I mean, this is a team competition, and all those guys are working together very, very good here. And yeah, sometimes, probably even Australia and Bahrain were not their tracks, so maybe they, will be coming back, even in China here. So I mean, we have to wait and see. It's never easy to say who will be on top or who will be last or something like this. I mean, there are always some guys you know that they will be quick, like Syrah, for example, and Pancakes as well. So not sure what to call on those guys. Just, I mean, probably their tracks will come in the next couple weeks.
And I do believe Ben is trying to get back. Ben, are you here?
Yeah, potentially heard. I'm not sure.
Hit and miss with the mic, but I think that is a lot of internet that's the problem. As Oxtees is coming up to the line. He is going to come up to the line. It looks like a decent pace. 127, 128, 129.0. That puts him in 6th. So a decent run by Oxtees.
Yeah, very decent run for him. I mean, P6 is a very, very good starting position if you want to opt for the soft tires. As I just saw that there was an ad, probably. Zitex doesn't seem to be on a lap. Maybe he wants to go for another one. We have to wait and see. No, he peels into the pits. That's what I was thinking. So Jonas is on an out lap. Do we catch someone on an actual lap? No, actually there is none because Oxtes has just finished his. So Jonas might be the next. Yeah, Jonas is the next one. To start a lap here.
Ooh,
and loses the car. That was an invalidation, and probably, that was an invalidation for both of his laps.
I think the next one is Jack RT. Oh, sorry, let's get him up. He's the next car in the kind of the row, or the snake, shall we say. He's still currently on the out lap, so might get a whole hot lap with Jack RT.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't scored points either for now, and they were first in the qualifiers, which is very interesting to see. So, I mean, Jack RT and Sparks are aiming for some points today, and I'm very curious to see where they will put their cars, or in which starting position they will put their cars in. Jack RT. Ox is retired. Yeah. I mean, it's only 55 seconds, and he just came into the pits. I'm not sure if Jonas is able to do another lap. Jack RT up by 1.5 tenths there for on his previous time. So if he can build up on this, he will surely be opting for a top 10 there.
Seems to be strong. I don't see many mistakes coming out from him. This is a section where I see a lot, well, definitely myself, I can very much invalidate this lap. Raven getting out the way into this, you call this a snail section, don't you?
Yeah, basically. I mean, going for this right-hander here.
Oh, we might get DRS off Sparks if he's, he might get
slipstream. He definitely will get slipstream. I mean, it's his teammate, so that's always gonna happen. Sparks actually is on his outlap, and that might be even the thing with the spectator bug or glitch, however you want to call it. I mean, Jack RT will give slipstream to Sparks on the next lap, I'm sure. And Sparks coming up to the line. It's a 28,
29.1. It's a decent lap time, putting him within the top 10, but as you can see, the clock says 0, but for the drivers, it is not 0. As who's next in line? It seems to be the Ferraris. I'll try and get to them. No, it's not. It's probably Pancakes. And I've just missed him. I don't think he improved at all. There are so many drivers out at the moment. Let's have a look at Zetti. Where is he? He's too far up.
Maybe Thibaut might be the next one, as there's a Renault coming up to, or is actually
He's
right now.
invalidated. That's an invalidated lap, and that is quite... It's coming up to the snail section. He might get one more shot at it.
So probably Viper might be the next one. He will be coming up to
Viper's
the line right now. ERL Viper.
Invalidated, but SD has got a slipstream off Viper now. He's going to use that. He's going to go, thank you very much. His Viper's going to dodge out the way and hopefully get his teammate up into the top 10. Heavy braking into the last of the hairpins. Does have a Renault of, I think that's...
That should be Thibaut, yeah, because
Thibaut.
Viper is already in the pits. So yeah, Ice-T just switched off the line. So yeah, with a very solid effort there, with a 29.0220 there into P7, just behind Jonas. And I'm not sure who is next in line.
We've got
Seems
Sparks
to be.
on board with him. He's got a flying lap. I don't think Jack RT is going to do
As-
anything.
Peroni went into P1 there with a
Oh.
28.5, so a very solid effort from him. And Syrah also with a very solid effort into P3, Eke in P4, and Sparks puts his Mercedes into P10. So Jack RT dropping out. Not quite sure if all of those guys will be aiming for yeah. I think that's it even. I mean, you went down in P15. That's definitely something you don't want to see. And also JKB down in P20. So a lot of those guys down the order. Also Logic in P13. So yeah, like I said, they didn't aim for that result. But yeah, you have your pole sitter with BRL Perondi, who is I think he's even on the leaderboards. Show all the standings. Yeah, that's
There we
probably
go.
for the better.
Quite close though. As you can see, as I move my cursor down, they're all within a second. So
Yeah.
it's a very close qualifying. Where do we go? Where does the first second?
Pod debut is
That
the
one.
first one out of the second.
Yeah,
So yeah, and JKB on the mediums. That's interesting because I think he could have qualified a bit higher up the order, just to get that extra few spots on, as there is something happening right now on the Discord.
yeah. But
He could have qualified higher up the order if he wanted to go on the softs. So yeah, but Perondi with a very solid effort there today.
I do believe, just for looking on JKB, he was on softs on that last lap. I think he just invalidated his laps, which then meant he couldn't put in a good lap time. So I think he tactically started off on mediums, and then it just didn't go well after that. That's from what
Yeah.
I saw.
Probably, yeah, you might be right there. I wasn't looking at that particular time, as there is so much stuff going on in the background right now with Ben restarting his complete hardware, and we're just Hyper just filling in right now and all that stuff. So I mean, we're about to start the race, and
Oh,
there's this
you could
thing
probably
again.
hear in the background the little blue 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 of Ben trying to join. Yeah, this has been the most technically eventful race commentary we've done.
Don't
Yeah,
man.
definitely. Oh, Ben is there.
Yeah, I'm still on my phone. Things still aren't working. So I may as well. I'm gonna bail out because things are completely broken. I'm probably not even his right. But yeah,
Yeah.
things are completely broken. So unfortunately, I'm gonna leave you in the capable hands of Hype, and I'll hopefully be back next week.
All right, hopefully we get it all
Really hope
six.
so.
So on to the formation lap we go.
So, Hyper, if you want to quickly invite me to the lobby, that would be
oh, you're gonna
great.
see, everyone's gonna see my
As-
friends now. Oh, look at
just
this. Where are you?
Just as Ben is.
I have friends. I do not have.
There I am.
Oh, hello. Look at that love. Oh, that's a party. I
Oh,
can't.
I guess Ben hasn't
Quit.
quit yet. I really hope that's the case. So if you want to quickly go onto the details for the race tires.
There we go. It seems to be that. Oh, Jakey B's gonna go for softs. He changed.
Oh, maybe he was. Jakey B's on the softs.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Oh, no way. I
He's
mean,
doing
that's
it.
definitely. I think that's just he misclicked probably, or something like that. I don't think that that's on purpose from him.
Well,
I can't imagine.
Let's go down the order. So, of course, top 10 have to stay on their tires. They have no choice but to stay there. And I think we now got a space for you. Let me quickly... Oh, that's the wrong thing. I don't even know why I'm in there. Hi there. Let's bring you in. I do apologize. This is very unprofessional of us. There you are. Invite. It's still not letting me. Well, this is awkward. As I was saying, Jack RT starting on the mediums, Zeti starting on the mediums, Logic on the hards, Viper X on the mediums, Ewan and Christo on the hards, Portly Boots in the mediums, Raven, DeGiro in the mediums, and then Jakey B with possibly a mix click on the softs.
Yeah, definitely not something he wants to be on, but we're about to start this race. So, Hyper, last question. Who's your money on?
If in doubt, pick Sierra, but I feel Viper. I don't know, just something about Viper is just there on me.
Okay, fair enough. My money goes on Logic, I would say, today.
I believe we should actually have now an opportunity to add you. I will try, but the 5 lights are out. We'll do that afterwards. Oh, no, you've joined instead. 5 lights, and away we go. And it seems to be a decent start from Pancakes, actually. Brilliant start by him, as he will take the lead, as both of the BRL guys will maintain second and third, as Sierra will take second, coming round the first corner. It's a long, long corner where you have to be patient, but that is going to be Iki trying to be cheeky around the outside, not finding any luck, but with a little bit of contact onto Perondi, sorry. But Eki does not find a way past, but he will down the corner. We said there's an opportunity to, as Eki will take third place. Viper up into fourth as well. I said to keep an eye on him. He is definitely going around the outside of Perondi.
Yeah, Perondi dropping positions hand over fist there. I'm not sure if there's damage on his car. It doesn't seem like it from what I can see on the telemetry. So, yeah, Perondi just lost a heap of positions. So did Jack RT, actually, in the back, going down to P19. And yeah, Jakey B. Yeah, Jakey B coming up the order, of course, on those soft tires.
He's definitely going for get as far as I can, then play the wrong line. And who's got wide out the background? Who's that? That was one of the Shizou boys going completely wide. I think that was Ewan in the mid pack.
Yeah, for certain. As there's a lot of stuff going on. Jakey B very late on the brakes, gets a hit from BMG Viper just behind him. As there's a Renault quite laggy on the straights, which is Thibaut, who is exiting there on the main straight. I see just behind, and let me tell you, Sarah and Pancakes just already broke the DRS.
Oh, down the inside, Oxys! He's going for it, he's gone wheel to wheel! He could possibly take this around the outside if he plays patient in the waiting game. No, he's not. He's going to wait behind Esty. I do apologise, my names are not coming out today, as he is mounting up a move. He's going to dive one down on the inside, but again, more contact. That's going to damage his front wing, Oxties.
Did he?
There was definite contact.
It doesn't seem like it on the damage board, but
Jack RT in the pits. Sorry, Jack RT is in the pits.
Yeah, I was just about to mention there are some guys, as I don't know where Thibaut is in all of that, because no, Thibaut is still in P7, but is showing in P20, so a lot of connection issues there for the ERL driver. in the Renault. Yeah, Jack RT had wing damage. To be honest, I just saw that on the screen. So if is FCT Daigoro and Portly Boot, they also have damage. So we have to wait and see if they will come into the pits at the end of this lap. Yeah, Jakey B down in P13. I mean, he wants to make quick work, as that was a late move on FCT Raven there. And now FCT Raven also gets overtaken by BMG Viper, who yeah, is just basically following the BDG guy just up ahead on those soft tires.
He did
Now
go
Portly
wide though. He did go wide, so that's left. Raven for a comeback. He's going to go right the way out the outside.
Oh,
And
touches the
he's
grass.
gone off. He's gone off. He's out. That is Raven possibly out of this race, though he does file in behind his teammates. Not a move. It was a decent attempt, and what would have been a brilliant overtake just did not pay off.
Yeah, I mean, he tried it around the outside, couldn't make it stick there on Viper, just had understeer into the grass and then clipped the grass and basically was gone. As Thibaut has some serious issues there, as yeah, the tires. So Logic is in a very, very good position there. If you take a look at the tires, Logic in P11. He's still within the 1 second of Sparks just up ahead, who's on the soft tires.
Jonas is
So,
in danger. Sorry, just pause there. Thelbert, I can never say his name, but he's overtaken Jonas, and that was a nice, easy move before the DRS zone after Jonas did come out of the corner, literally drifting into it. Not a great move from Jonas there.
Yeah, from Thibaut, you mean? I mean, Thibaut overtook
Yes,
Jonas
Thibaut.
there.
Perondi's
Just
under
looking
attack. Sorry, another attack opportunity. Perondi going for an overtake. He's going to go into corner 1. Down the inside, nice easy overtake on Eki.
Yeah, very good move there from Perondi. Just, yeah, trying to crawl his way back to where he started. I mean, being down in P5 after we started in P1. Not sure, there was no desync start or something like that. But yeah, Perondi making good work there of Eke. And now setting his eyes on Viper, and then yeah, it's a big gap to Syrah in P2, who's just, yeah, chilling behind Pancakes, and they're storming away with this race right now.
They are indeed, and you've got to say there is quite a nice train forming from definitely P3 all the way down to P7, I think it is, or P6. Then the second train is from P7 all the way down to P12. It's a big battle led by Etty and I believe Viper is the big trains. As we could possibly see a move from Sparks, actually. He's pretty close, coming down the back straight.
Yeah, just saw Perondi overtaking Viper with ease there, going into P3. As the chat has been asking for you to show the tires.
Oh, my apologies,
Yeah.
chat. You ask, you shall receive. There we go. As we've got a couple of guys in the pits. That's Perondi and Viper. Into the pits they go. First of the pitters, and we've got loads coming in right now. We have got Oxy, Sparks in the pits, and
Yeah, going for a 2-stop.
Christo with a 3-second time penalty, as it's getting a bit hectic now.
I mean, they're definitely going on to the 2-stop. Viper on the mediums. Perondi actually on the hard, so is Oxys and Sparks for VRT and XRT there. So Jonas actually also went into the pits, which I didn't even notice. So he's on the hards as well. I'm not sure if he will go to the end. I will keep an eye on the telemetry and have a look on the tire wear. But with all those guys up in front, the top 5 right now, going a bit longer, I'm not sure if the undercut's really working for them.
Well, they're putting in. Do you have any lap times of the? Let's have a look at Pancake's lap time, because he's up front. How the softs are running at the moment? 4 laps in.
I mean, his last lap was at 34.5. Syrah, yeah, was a bit faster. Eke is just doing a 35.3, so nearly 8 tenths slower. But I'm sure they will come into the pits at the end of this lap.
And what
Yes.
about, let's take Logic. He's the next person as both Pancakes and Sierra into the pits.
And one guy carried on. That might have been Tebow. Yeah, it was. So Tebow's carrying on. Logic is now in P2, which I'm not sure if that's net P1. He has Ewan all over the back of him. And BMG Viper as well. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I mean, Viper's on the medium, so he should be the faster guy right now. But Logic has a lot of race pace, so does Ewan. So, I mean, Viper's, yeah, probably cool with just chilling behind those guys, just letting them do their race and chilling behind, just getting that slipstream and yeah, just swinging with them.
Yes, indeed. Currently, at the moment, lap 6. Oh, God. Why do we have to have the guy that I'm struggling to say at the top? Oh, what's his name again? Miles?
Who do you mean?
In first. Is it Theo?
Tebow.
Tebow. It does not say Tebow. Can we agree in chat? That does not look like Tebow.
It does. Trust me. It's French, so it does.
Oh, okay. That makes a bit of sense. Oh, Ewan's going for an overtake. Down on Logic to take second place. These guys haven't pitted. They started on the hard tyres. So they are wanting to to maintain such a brilliant pace. And Ewan for Shazoo. Oh, behind them actually. Talk about that. Logic is being attacked by Viper X as well. He just lost 2 positions in the space of 1 corner.
Yeah, so probably what I just said with Viper just chilling behind them, maybe that's not the case. Maybe he wants to make quick work and knows that if they want to go for the mediums to hards, which Viper does, and Logic and Ewan will not be doing because they started obviously on the hard tires and will go onto the mediums, they will be quicker in their second stints. So Viper has to make work and make ground on them just to be ahead a lot on them when he pits.
A bit further down, Jakey B, he's up in 17th. He started in dead last, making some progress. He's on the hard tyres 2 laps in, as you can see on our tyre board. He's running a decent race, actually, slowly making his way up.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I just saw that both of the era guys went onto the mediums. So Viper's on the mediums and Tebow's on the mediums. So is Jack RT, but he has to make basically a mediums to hard strategy work because he started and had that wing damage. So only 2 guys really where you could say right now that they will be stopping once again or once more later in the race. As Crisito has a go on Daigoro there, which was
overtake. To be honest, no defense from Diego. I'm gonna one day just give in to speaking. Clean overtake, no defense, and that's just another place for the Shazoo team actually.
Yeah, for certain. And also Syrah's putting on pressure on Pancakes there. Might have a go around the outside into turn 1.
There is
Goes around the outside, which will turn to the inside, but very, very late. So
contact. I think that was contact as well. A little bit of a bump. I saw it at the car driving a little bit forward, but no major damage to his front wing, luckily.
No, there's no damage at all. A guy who has damage, but probably won't notice is Oxtus, who is down in P16. He has 6% damage, which just came up on my screen, so I don't think he will notice.
So currently at the moment, Ewan, Viper X, Logic, ZT, Raven, Christo, and Diagro have not stopped yet. And they're not really far enough ahead to really contend for the top 10 at the moment.
No, definitely not. I mean, Pancakes and Syrah are closing up to the back of those guys. I mean, the top 7 haven't pitted like you mentioned, but I mean, Pancakes will be close as the gap probably isn't right now. Oh, it is. I'm sorry. I just look at the wrong guys. As Eki it makes quick work there of Jonas, who has to concede the position, drop down to P13, and now gets under pressure from Thibaut just behind, who's on the mediums right now. So a lot of stuff happening right now, and I think Jonas might even let. Yeah, that was just. I was just about to mention that Jonas might let Thibaut go through and stick behind the ERL driver, because it seems like, yeah, I mean, Thibaut's lagging still, but also Thibaut's on a 2-stop, whereas Jonas is on a 1-stop.
We've got a little clump section up in P6 to P9 at the moment, a little train forming here, as this is a mixture of, you said about Pancakes catching up, Pancakes has caught up to the back of the runners who have not pitted yet.
Yeah, I mean, that had to come sooner than later. That Pancakes catches up there to those guys. I'm very keen to see if they will fight that, because Daigoro is not in their race right now, and it doesn't seem like he will be fighting that
Pancakes
too
is
much.
Gonna fight it. Be careful what happened last time in Australia when you tried to fight for a place that really.
Oh, and Syrah might have a go on Pancakes there. That will be very, very close between those guys.
Down the middle, down the outside, what's going to happen? As he's a bit of contact into the last hairpin, but Pancakes maintains that position. Going into the next DRS zone in a second, so that could be interesting, as there could be a switcheroo again, but fresher tyres, as you will see now, will definitely prevail in this drag race down to the first corner.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Pancakes now behind Crescito, and had a look there up the inside, but decides not to do that. Yeah, Syrah just sitting behind and just following Pancakes through, who might have a go right now on Crescito around the outside.
Waiting. He is not waiting, isn't he? He's going for it.
I mean, it will be crucial if he can get past Crescito right now, which he seems to be doing.
Side racing.
That's really crucial for Pancake's race, because now he has put a car between him and Syrah, his strongest contender for now. And with one car just between you and your opponent, that's very crucial.
Viper X got a time penalty, so that's an important point. He's up in second at the moment, still not pitted because they started on the hard and medium tyres. But I think he's actually in a battle at the moment. He is trying to take over first place.
He's trying, yeah.
Trying.
I mean, that's basically what he's doing right now. But I think he will be pitting soon. He's harvesting his ERS. Ewan has not that much to play with, like 30%, whereas Viper has 50. Logic has also around 50. But now Syrah gets past. Oh, Crescito is fighting it. Crescito's actually fighting it. I'm not sure why.
He's fighting it, but why not? Crescito trying to mess up the race of Syrah, which is not really his battle, but this could be a strategy to help Ewan get a better position up front.
Yeah, for certain. That's...
Oh, Syrah's dropping down the inside. What a move from Syrah. A little bit of connection as well as, Crescito kicking the rear end out through oversteer.
Yeah, he lost the back end there coming out of the corner. I mean, that's a very opportunistic move from Syrah, but he made it stick. And now he has to set eyes back on Pancakes. And somebody in chat mentioned that Syrah has a penalty, which I just saw coming up on my screen. I mean, apologies for the bot not working properly in chat.
Join us with a penalty as well.
Yeah, apologies for the bot not working properly. I think T-Ball's server is just...
BMG Viper X is going down the inside. Sorry, I just saw that on the timing screens. But Ewan is going to fight it back. This is the battle for first, or provisional first at the moment, as it seems to be Viper currently holding us. But that wasn't the strongest exit, as Ewan may get an opportunity to fight back. DRS is in his favor. Wing wide open. Is he going to dive one down the inside? No, he's going to wait patiently. Ewan unfortunately losing a position to Viper X, who takes the lead of this race.
Yeah, very crucial there for Viper. I mean, Ewan wants to fight back on him, but I'm sure. I mean, probably he wants to stay behind for the rest of Viper's stint. Just harvesting his ERS, not being overtaken by Logic, which also will be crucial. But in all of that, Ztex has crawled his way into the DRS of Logic, which is also crucial for him. I mean, he has to pit for the hards as Peroni gets past T-Bow. Also very crucial. And Crescito also got passed by Viper, who, like we mentioned, very often he has to pit once again. So he's on a 2-stop. All the others are on the 1-stop. I will quickly check how the tires are looking for those guys. As some things don't seem to work right now.
Currently, Priondi, as you said, behind Crescito, his tyres are 5 laps younger. As we go onto the main straight, look at the speed. Yeah, you can see that Pirondi's going to easily get past, breeze past at the early section of the DRS zone. As Pirondi will make a clean overtake as Viper 9 is looking for an overtake, but decides against it. And that's going to be an easy position for Pirondi. Up ahead, Raven and Ztex having a little battle. That's a bit too high.
Ztex is in the pits.
That's my
coming
apologies.
into the pits, going onto the hard tires, and there's a battle going on either way for Crescito and T-Bow, who both have to pit. So that is actually for position, as T-Bow goes around the outside there and is inside the Alfa Romeo, which is not something you want to see because a lot of lag going on there for T-Bow still. So not something you want to fight too harsh there for is Crescito, because if you have someone lagging like that, you just concede the position and let him go, because there's no point in probably just spinning out because of that.
Not a dull moment in this race as Jonas is looking pretty close, probably ready to mount an attack.
So it's Ewan. At the front, but decides to stay behind actually. So never mind. He has the DRS open, but like I said, he wants to harvest this DRS as Viper might be coming into the pits at the end of this lap, and then Logic is in second place behind Ewan. How are Pancakes and Syrah doing?
They are not doing too bad. If I can get a screen over to them. Pancakes, he's just vibing, not doing too much at the moment, closing down this gap towards, I believe it'll be Raven, who is about 5 seconds ahead. And meanwhile, Syrah, when that pops up, he is still a second, 1.2 seconds behind Pancakes. We'll keep up to date on this battle, which hopefully by the end of the race we'll be seeing a close fight.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, Syrah's out of the DRS from Pancakes for basically the entirety of this second stint after they passed Crescito. I mean, Syrah's pushing. You can see that on his DRS, but Pancakes is also pushing a bit. Just keeping Syrah out of the DRS, as we could quickly have a look on the stops. So Crescito hasn't stopped yet, Raven hasn't stopped yet, Logic and Ewan are the only guys who haven't stopped yet. There are some guys who have to stop once again, like we mentioned, both the ERL guys and Jack RT, who also has to stop again. As didn't they go start on the mediums? We quickly have a look.
It's a bit of an odd thing, Crescito staying out for as long as he is, which he is going to get overtaken again by Eki. I think it's time to pit Crescito. He has got, let's have a look at his tyres. First time I'm going to say this. He's on 13 laps medium hard tyres, sorry.
Yeah, maybe he wants to go for another 1 or 2 laps. I mean, it's getting a bit overcast. The clouds are just fading in a bit. I'm not quite sure. I mean, if there's rain on the board, I will quickly check the weather. Actually, the weather says on the telemetry system, the weather went from cloudy to overcast. So
Rain, rain, rain. Come on, spice things up a little bit.
and it's also getting a bit colder on the circuit. And Pancakes lost the car on the apex on this quick right-hander, and that brings Sierra into play. So Sierra is in the DRS of Pancakes, and we have a race on our hands.
Absolutely, we do. We're riding on board. Well, I'd say on board. We're kind of spectating Pancakes and Sierra battle right now. But it's wrong time to actually lose it because we're up to the snail section and the exit of the snail to the back straight. And Pancakes really going to the outside. He is not wanting to be overtaken from Sierra. That defensive move, trying to break that slipstream as quickly as possible, has worked for the moment. But this is only the first straight. This straight, the main start-finish straight, is what he's going to look out for. As I think Perondi has just lost the position as well, as we stay on board with this battle of Pancakes and Sierra for the actual lead. As Sierra now going to close in for the second time, up to 0.3 of a second, 0.2 of a second. Is he going to make a move? He's not. He's going to stay behind.
Yeah, if you take a look at the ERS of those guys, I mean, Sierra can stay behind Pancakes as it's getting darker and darker, to be honest. So there might really be rain on the horizon there. So that would also explain why Raven is still out on his medium tires, and why Viper and Thibaut opted for the mediums, just to, yeah, if the rain is coming earlier in the race, then or if there is even rain coming, because we don't know. It's raining at the water park. Yeah, good catch there, Mira. If there's rain, they will stay out as long as they can. As now, Pancakes might have a go on Raven for P3, which will be crucial for his race, just to probably get a car between him and Sierra once again, as Sierra's just chilling behind.
Raven tried to defend, actually.
Maybe. No, he's just getting out the way, I think. Yeah, he's just getting out the way.
Sierra,
So he's
just waiting. He's waiting for the right moment. As soon as Pancakes makes a mistake, that's him gone. Crescito he's still on his tires. Same with Ewan and Logic.
yeah, they will be until it rains. I personally think if there's rain coming, they will just stretch their tires until the rain comes.
Just for you guys to know, they have been on those tires for 16 laps. And they're not wanting to pit yet.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at all the other guys that pitted very early in the race, where we were not thinking they will be pitting, as Viper just gets past JKB there. Probably if they wanted to go to the end, and I will quickly have a look. I mean, why do we have the telemetry system if we don't use it?
Yeah, exactly.
So Ewan is on 49% on his front left tire. So that might be an indicator for how long they might be able to go. The tires are...
Wait, is that spray coming off the back? Hang on a second. I don't know if that's just...
Oh, there's rain. There's rain. Definitely there's rain coming. If you go into an onboard, you will actually see the rain dropping down.
Oh, yeah, baby! Midway through, we're getting rain, ladies and gents. How to spice up an F1 race.
Sarah might have a go on Pancakes. Down the inside he goes.
I'm trying to get there.
Very close between those two, and Sarah can't make it stick. He wants to get past just before the rain actually, decides on when they have to pit, because I think they will have to pit. We are on lap 18. Sarah might have another go on Pancakes. They're both very low on ERS. Does he have a go around the outside? He does the switchback.
Oh, what a move! As
what a
Grip will
move.
be losing for these drivers, because we're just waiting for the point where the first driver comes in for those intermediates. As we said, Sierra with a fantastic move, and that's crucial, because he'll be ahead in the pit stops as well. Yellow flag somewhere, and
Box.
Yeah, Sparks, he spun. I think we're starting to see possibly a couple more spins coming out. Viper and Raven have had a little duel, and Viper has beaten Raven. Look at that rain pouring down. Who do you think is going to take the shot first?
I mean, we're still far off from intermediate tires. I mean, the best indicator for when it's actually changing time and pit stop time is when the DRS gets deactivated, and I think that's basically what everyone's waiting for. I mean, in the prime position are now Ewan and Logic. They are 6 seconds clear of Syrah in P3. They haven't pitted yet, and they definitely want
Raven's in danger. Raven's in danger, sorry, as Theobert will make the overtake. Nice and easy job indeed. Putting himself up to 6, and ERL with actually a decent finishing position for them. Currently at P5 and P6 for them.
As Raven's tires are going out the window, so he will definitely be hoping for a quick rain shower, and for the rain to get heavier, because I mean, he's not in puncture territory right now, but he will be fairly soon. And with the track not being as good as it was at the start, I think that with sliding and all that stuff, and Perondi also just going up the inside there with ease, his tires won't be getting better.
As Viper X is fighting with Crescito. Again, Crescito still has not stopped. He is basically waiting it out till the end, and it's quite impressive. What is Crescito's tires life like?
I was just about to have a look on that, but actually we lost the bot completely. I don't have the dashboard opened up, and now it's back.
Oh.
Crescito's tire wear, actually, unfortunately, he was one of 2 guys who hasn't activated their telemetry. So we have no data on that.
Can we have a boo Crescito in chat, please? For not giving us telemetry and lovely, juicy data.
Probably, yeah.
That or a poggers. Definite poggers. God,
yeah.
my inner streamer's just coming out there. Oh no. Back to the race.
Yeah, back to the race. I mean, Raven is actually coming into the pits, and I'm sure he will be going onto intermediates. As we lost BMG Viper.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. We're currently watching. It is a set of inters. The first driver to go onto intermediates will be Raven, as he is taking the risk. Oh no, Jack RT's on inters as well.
That's very early. I don't think that the tires will be doing very well. I mean, it doesn't look that bad on Raven's onboard, but I don't think that the intermediates now. No, never mind. Those tires are not suited for those conditions. But taking a look at the front, Logic is losing touch with Ewan slightly, and Syrah's catching up to him. So and I don't know if that's the case on this game as well, but on previous games the pad was the better device for when it came to rainy conditions, as Jack RT lost the car, and that might be the indicator that the intermediates are not the right tire to be on right now.
That indeed, as I believe Crescito, what the hell's going on down here? Crescito and Viper X. Oh, Viper X, of course, his internet's a bit iffy. I just remembered that. Where else is the battles happening? Let's keep an eye out. We've currently got...
I mean, Jonas is very close to the back of AK.
Yes, indeed, they are. Ooh. Not too far away. That Red Bull versus the Haas. If that was reality, the Red Bull we know would win, but this is equal cars, so let's make a move. as Jonas is closing. He's going to dive one down the inside. No, he's not. Oh, no. Dude, the rain is kicking in as you saw Jonas kicking his rear end out. The rain is impacting. Maybe this is the time for intermediates.
I'm not sure. I mean, there was no indicator that... let me quickly check what the weather says. The track temperature lost 1 degree. So, yeah, but apart from that, nothing happened. And I'm sure if it would be raining as much as the intermediate tires need, I'm sure that the weather would tell me that. I'm not sure, but yeah, Jack RT into the pits once again. Let's see what tires he is putting on. He retires from the session. Let's hope there's no safety car coming out. There isn't. Logic is coming into the pits. Oh.
What's the O?
I'm not sure if that's the right call right now.
Oh, you're saying that Logic's going on...
He's going on Inters. So is Jonas. They're both going for the Inters, and that's definitely interesting. I mean, Logic has to be pitting. But that Jonas is coming in as well is... I'm not sure if that's the right call. Let's
Only have to wait and see, to be honest. Let's talk about the front runners, Sierra and Pancake. Currently, at the moment, Pancakes is struggling. He's been losing time against Sierra. I'm sure you have the exact amount he's been losing time, probably somewhere. But I can see on the timing screens that it was 1 second. Now it's nearly 2 seconds.
Yeah, but we have to ditch that as Logic is closing up to the back of JKB. That were 2.5 seconds when he came out the pits. Now it's down to 1.9. So maybe Logic will even have an undercut on Ewan. So maybe that was the right call from the Haas guys, just to go into the pits, change onto the intermediates, and just fly on this outlap.
Well, the question is, will the rest of the drivers pit? And that's a big one to ask because you've got the likes of Sierra, Pancakes, Viper, Priondi, and T-Bode all have done about, and also JTB.
They're all pitting.
They're
all coming into pits as Pancakes just overshoot the corner in Lewis Hamilton fashion there. Luckily for him, there's no gravel trap there anymore.
All pitting.
And everyone's coming into the pits. Perondi losing it. So we definitely should have a look on Logic, on what Logic is doing.
Sierra staying out.
Will be very close between him and Ewan.
Logic, where did he start? Where did Logic start?
And Logic is just behind Ewan, so no undercut there for him. But Sierra made a great in-lap there.
Logic has gained 11 positions from just pitting at the right time because he's got still very fresh intermediates and he's up against Ewan, who has luckily come out of the pits ahead of him. But both Ewan and Logic with brilliant strategies playing it out.
Definitely.
DRS disabled. There you go. There we go. Sorry, I just kind of butted in. But yeah, what a strategy.
Definitely. But now that comes into play what I mentioned earlier, with Logic and Ewan being on the wheel. They might have a disadvantage on Sierra, and look how much time Sierra gained on Pancakes. I mean, they were separated by, what, 1.5 seconds probably? And now it's 6.2, and that's just because the Williams garage is at the end of the pit, is the last pit box. So Sierra doesn't get held, whereas Pancakes probably got held. And now Logic's getting under pressure from Sierra, who is mighty quick in the rain. Let me tell you that.
So a person to look out for. I said at the start, Viper, how's he doing? He's currently in 5th. My prediction's out the window. But Ewan, as I said, Ewan and Logic played their cards right. And this is, I think, if we have a driver of the day, I think it will possibly go into those two. Chat, quickly for lap 24 out of 28, who's your driver of the day so far? Because my money is on, as I said, Ewan and Logic right now.
Oh, as actually left it mentioned in the chat as there are no penalties coming from me, so I have no clue. But Sarah actually has a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane and also corner
Ooh.
cutting penalty. So 8 seconds will be added to Sarah's race, and that, yeah, won't help. Definitely won't help.
Now, I know the midsection for the constructors is very close, a matter of just about 10 points within it. So Shazoo getting a win with Ewan will definitely help. VRS will get a helpful dash of points in third. I think, what was it, BRL, they're up near the top, so they're going to get closer to BDG, who are in fourth. So...
Yeah, but Pancakes, if he can hold that gap to Syrah, and I'm sure he knows of the 8 seconds that will be added, Syrah will be behind Pancakes. So that's also something we have to have in mind there with Syrah. I mean, he has to get past Logic, but without the DRS, it's fairly difficult to do that, as Eros, that's not how it works with penalty all. But I'm also very surprised to see that the strategy the ERL guys just took at the start, going from the softs to the mediums, actually worked out for them as Vipers and P5, and actually not that far off of Pancakes. So and with that, of course, he can challenge Syrah probably. Quickly check. Okay, Viper has a penalty, so yeah, there goes my theory.
Just gonna butt in here. Oxtease is looking for an overtake on ST, but decides against it into the first corner. But no, ST's gone very wide though. He's taken a very defensive wide option, which has left the window for Oxtease to possibly come back into turn, I believe it's turn 4, we'll be looking at the overtakes to happen, as they are coming out literally 0.2 of a second, 0.3 now, but closing again. I know under cheeky overtake here? No.
Hey, Logic is under attack from Syrah there. I was just switching the camera there.
Oh, Syrah's going down the inside. Syrah is overtaken in the snail corner and will get DRS off it as well.
No, he won't, because it's raining.
Oh, yeah.
Logic wants to fight back, actually, as Syrah has no ERS to play with. So Logic's trying to go around the outside. It's braking very late. Leaves Syrah only
collision!
the option.
There's a collision! A little love tap from each other, and Syrah will maintain that position, but it's not done yet. This is not done yet, because this third to first sector is full of overtaking zones. If Logic can get close enough, deploy his ERS, he can mount an attack in the first corner, and no, he's not.
I don't think that Logic will be attacking Syrah like hell.
JKB and Raven are having a battle here. Talking of JKB, he was down in last place, and he's up in 11 now.
Yeah, also with the strategy call. I mean, if he would have started on the hard tires, I mean, that's a lot of could have, should have, would have. But if he started on the hard tires, I mean, he would be fairly up the order. Going as long as Ewan and Syrah did, and Logic did on those hard tires. So, yeah, possibly just a misclick just cost him a lot of points today. But
maybe
he's looking
1
feisty.
point.
Oh, that was a laugh tap, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
For Raven there, and
a little
Raven
bit.
lost it.
Yeah. That will possibly go down to stewards, which I'll have to review later on. I know JKB will possibly call that out, but initial views, that could go either way. We need to see the telemetry later on. As I said, news will come out tomorrow. We'll try and get it done as soon as possible.
Yeah, for certain. We'll quickly check who's actually having a battle here. I mean, JKB is falling off the back of Raven. It's Oxys and Ice-T who are still going at it on this very, very long straight. Ice-T is defending, has more ERS to play with, but Oxys is draining his battery just to get probably dive down the inside, and that's
Ooh,
far
overshoot.
too late.
Yeah.
That's far too late on the brakes there for Oxys there. Yeah, and now he has to deal with Crescito, who's actually just behind him, and maybe wants to set up an overtake himself.
Yeah, trying to down your Ricardo move, but with no control is not how you play this game, my dude. As Crescito was looking for an overtaking opportunity, but decides against it. Because he's going to go down the inside, maybe. Because Oxys did leave a gap open for him. Ooh, getting very close, Crescito. These drivers like to leave no gap between one another. But Oxys' exit was far superior, so he will maintain that position. Jonas,
Yeah, it's getting...
close.
Yeah, I was just about to mention
go on.
Jonas is very close to Eke there, as is Syrah, who is closing up to the back of Ewan. I mean, we mentioned the penalty Syrah has, but they are racing drivers. That's something I am saying like every time. If they have penalties, they still want to finish ahead on track.
Personal pride.
That's basically what they want to do. I mean, Syrah has basically no ERS. So it will be a tough task for him to overtake Ewan, as Ewan is about to start the final lap. Logic's dropped off massively off the back of Syrah, and Ewan maintains his good pace there for the intermediate tires. Now starting his final lap, I'm really keen to see if Syrah will attempt an overtake. I mean, Syrah has a lot to lose. If he gets spun or something, that will be crucial for his race. If I take a look at the gap right now, he might... Yeah, I think Syrah will finish P4.
We got, if Viper can put in a fast time, which he is doing, he's closing down the gap to Pancakes right now. So Viper's possibly in contention of being in the points if he can close that gap, as Syrah is pushing hard. He is trying to close that gap, but Ewan is fighting back, as Ewan, with what is a bold strategy, may pay off today. I don't want to curse that too early. I've just done a commentator's curse, haven't I?
Yeah, I hope not. I hope not.
I think O'Neill would probably kill me if I did that to one of his drivers. But either way, coming into the snail section, taking a bit of a curve, Ewan is as they come to the exit of the snail. Hopefully coming into safety of the exit. Down the long straight, there is still DRS. There's no DRS. There is just that long straight coming in. Syrah's not being able to make much damage. This is a win, clearly, for Ewan, as he's going to brake in probably the last of the heavy braking zones. And it seems to be clean. Ewan, with coming from, where did he start? Because he started...
Down in P15.
P15.
He started. Coming around the final corner is Ewan. He's going to win this race for his team. Syrah's coming down in, coming round over the line in P2, but is dropping down to possibly, yeah, it's P4 for Syrah. Perondi will come over the line and finish P6. So yeah, Syrah is not happy with his race. Definitely not happy with his race.
Not happy with his race, but as we said, Logic and Ewan playing the tire game and basically outthinking everybody, using the prediction. We said about 60% chance rain. It was about 60% in the race of dry, and then the last 40% of rain. So brilliant racing from them all, and congratulations for Ewan for winning the Chinese Grand Prix.
Yeah, definitely very solid effort there from Ewan and Logic as well. Also to mention, JKB coming down from P20 and finishing P10 with the same strategy everybody else was on, as there's a lot of carnage going on the start-finish straight coming over the line. As Portleboot is coming out the final corner, is finishing this race, and what a race that was. And yeah, China always delivers some rain, I guess.
Yes, they have, and pretty exciting, because that pit stop moment was I agree with that driver of the day, Ewan, just to point it out there. Chat, tell me, who was your driver of the day, please? As we're going to look at the official standings, as we see the Shazoo team, Ewan, getting his podium. Leave that up for you guys. But who was your driver of the day, Miles?
I mean, I would be fool not to go with Ewan, with very, very good strategy call. And I just read in chat, Left it mentioned that you're seeing more wins from outside the top 10 than pole on this game, which actually is the case. So I'm not sure if he deserves driver of the day. I mean, it always looks like you came from P15 and finished P1, but on this game it seems to be kind of different. I mean, Pancakes also did a very, very solid job there, making that basically two-stop work, finishing P3. Sarah very unfortunate with all the penalties he had. But yeah, I mean, I have to go with Ewan for today.
An absolute sterling drive by Ewan, and not forgetting, of course, Logic. We keep saying about Ewan, but actually Logic wasn't too far behind for his strategy as well, for sticking with the tyres. They went to how long did the tyres last in the end?
How long? I think on lap 21, Logic came into the pits and Ewan just came in a lap later. So 22 and 21 laps. It's basically what how long the tires lasted for both of those guys. I mean, the hard tires are like, you could go into, I don't know what's the next race. You could go race distance with those tires there again. So I'm not sure if that's the case, but those hard tires are lasting very, very long.
And so, with that race over, what is the next race after this? Do we know?
I will quickly have a look, as we have a slightly changed calendar, but it will be the Netherlands. So
Ooh.
Sanford is next, and that's a completely new addition to the game, and B, the calendar.
Yes, it is a track that is full of a lot of turns and also banks on the exit corners. A pretty hard track to race on, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, for sure. Also, ERS management will come into play there, because you can't harvest any there, which is also very, very crucial for your race. But yeah, a new track. The cards are mixed up for everyone, basically, because no one has done a real race around there. I think personally, and with all those corners and the track looking easier as it is, that will be another cracker we will have next week.
Well, thank you very much, Miles, for being here, and hopefully next week Ben will be back. Otherwise, we'll be doing like an alternative kind of like back-forth commentary thing going. Yeah.
Yeah, that will be it, I think. I also hope, I really hope that Ben, he just messaged me that he isn't very pleased with how it went today, with all the issues he had. But yeah, like you said, I hope he will be back for next week.
Well, coming to next week, as we said, we'll see you next week in the Netherlands. Any last words from you, Miles?
Really looking forward to it, and that race was very interesting today.
That's good to hear. I don't really have much to say apart from what a splendid race. Well done to the Shazoo, to UN, sorry, for bringing up such brilliant strategy, which we thought was kind of ridiculous, but paid off for him. See you all next week in the Netherlands. Thank you all for watching. Do stay tuned on our social medias at Team Shazoo on Twitter, and I think also other stuff. Adios all.